Hello YouTube, Ben here with the African cichlid tank, and today's topic that I want to touch on are 5 reasons why you should be videotaping your tank. And reason number 1, with video you'll notice how fish have changed. You see your fish every day and you might not notice some of the subtle changes that are taking place. For example, this electric blue here is starting to get yellow in its tail and a little bit more pronounced yellow. He's lost some of the white blaze he had on his forehead. He had a very pronounced white blaze on the forehead. That's gone and only extends down to the end of the dorsal. And but he's picking up some yellow in his tail and in his anal fin, very attractive. And I have a this fellow here. He's getting some blue tips on his tail that were not there before. And when I first picked him up, he was gray from midway down. He was just gray. Now look at the coloration that's turning up on him. The blue on the tips of the tail there is very, very attractive. So point number 1, notice how much your fish have changed in ways that you might miss just by the day in, day out of looking at them and missing those subtle changes. Certainly growth. I look at older videos, some of these fish have really grown. This yellow lab has gone from like a ½ inch to being just a monster. I don't know what he is now, maybe 4.5, almost 5 inches. Point number 2, there can be MIAs. The cichlid keepers are notorious for adding 4, 5, 6 fish at a time, which is a good idea, so you don't have any single addition that gets singled out and picked on. So sometimes in a crowded tank, you can actually lose track and lose a fish and not even know it. And you're looking at a video and you're like, hey, what happened to that? What happened to that little red shoulder that I bought? Well, he's gone. That red shoulder got devoured. Or maybe he jumped out and he's behind your tank all dried up. But you're not going to know that until you look at a video. And when you see that video, you'll notice you have an MIA. So that's point number 2, spotting MIAs. Point number 3, behavior that you've missed, such as flashing or holding. I had someone point out in the video that I posted, hey, you have 2 fish that are holding. Hey, that person was right. I hadn't quite noticed, and I was able to take appropriate steps. So noticing behavior, that's point number 3. Point number 4, valuable input and advice from people who watch your videos. I can't tell you how important this one is to me. I really value what people tell me. And on my videos, and also certainly from the videos of others, I get a lot of advice. But people comment on my videos, and I really take it to heart. And it's very important to me. So getting input from fish keepers that have far more experience, that is a very important point. And also being able to give advice, give something back to young fish keepers who are just getting started, helping them out, and providing them with some tips that can be very helpful to them. So getting and then point number 5, giving advice is important in this hobby. I think a lot of us will admit that we've picked up a tremendous amount of advice and tips on everything from tank setup to canister setup from the internet. And I'm going to put in a 6th point. I know I said it was a 5 reasons. I'm going to give you a 6th good reason why you should be videotaping. Because you can give a shout out. You can thank those folks who have helped you in the hobby, and right there in a video. And while I'm on that topic, while I'm on the topic of a shout out, let me go ahead and give a shout out. I have a lot of folks that I interact with and who comment on my videos, and I comment on theirs. And I'm very appreciative of this cichlid community that we have that is so helpful. And, some of you out there may or may not know that I exist, but love my wet pets. I think his tanks are beautiful. And I love going back and watching some of the early videos, then watching how his tanks have evolved. Fellow over in, I am assuming it's in the Boston area, judging by the accent. Love my wet pets. IFG, Inquisitive Fish Guy. Mabuna Marcus. Lou, 9294. Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson, the fellow that sort of pushed me over the edge on Sun when he did the Sun review versus the, I believe, against the FX. And Pond Guru. Pond Guru is my certainly my canister guru. I set up my canisters per Pond Guru's recommendations, and I even have some BioHome Ultimate in there. Rob Oswald over in Canada. When I was first setting up my tank, I got the idea from him of putting some of that grate in the base just to help support the rocks and things, keep them separated off the bottom of the tank. And I've been watching his videos and picked up a lot of inspiration from him on setup and things of that nature. And Cichlid Madman, and I think a guy we all have watched at some point or another, but John over at KG Tropicals, just a wealth of information. And, a lot of these guys like Jay Wilson and John over at KG, I mean, you can tell it's for the love of the hobby. I mean, sure, they get contests and endorsements and things, but they really just love the hobby and love sharing the information. And I really like that and admire that. So there you go. There's my shout out. And again, a reason why you should be filming, because you can give a shout out. All right. So thank you so much for watching. And that's it for today's update. And be sure to comment, be sure to subscribe and rate and share. Thank you so much.